Hello, my name is Todd, and I am a librarian here at the Tehama County Library. This year's summer reading theme is Mission Space, where we've explored all of the different planets in the sky and the science involving space. Of course, when I think of space, I think of UFOs and aliens. I think of Star Wars, Star Trek, Mandalorian, and UFOs and aliens. So, what actually does UFO stand for? Although people have claimed to see strange objects in the sky for much of human history, UFO is a fairly new term. It's an acronym that stands for Unidentified Flying Object. And essentially what that means, it's something you see in the sky that you cannot name or really make sense of what it actually is. The first term appeared in the 1950s, and up until then, these weird objects, things you saw in the sky that you couldn't understand, were known by another name, flying saucers. And this is because many of the sightings up until then were described as floating, disc-shaped objects. So, today we are going to be making our very own flying saucer using stuff you probably have around the house. So you will need a paper plate. You will need, this is my favorite thing you'll need, which is a giant Slurpee lid. A word about the Slurpee lid, make sure you get a Slurpee lid. Make sure you clean it before you start the project, of course, but make sure you get one with a wide opening. Some Slurpee lids are a little bit narrow. You may also try like a McFlurry lid. Those are pretty wide, and ice cream is amazing. So are Slurpees, but wide, remember that. You will also need some tin foil, and then different markers. I have Sharpies. Ask your parents if you can use Sharpies. You will also need some glue, and then a cutout of a little alien. We found this alien online. It's pretty easy to find. If you need help finding it, just give us a call or shoot us an email, but we'd be happy to help you find one. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is you're actually going to decorate your paper plate for your flying saucer. And with the paper plate, in my mind, I imagine aliens to be a little bit more like industrial, like spaceship-y metallic, so I'm going to use primarily like the color black for it to indicate that. Some people believe UFOs are actually vehicles from other planets flown by alien visitors. Others have even claimed to have been abducted by aliens and taken onto these eerie vessels. So I'm just going to kind of do every few. Just put in black there with a Sharpie. But you can use markers, crayons, whatever you like. And I'm just going to kind of color it in. I'm going to maybe try a different marker too, kind of get a different texture. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Every few. You could even paint this if you wanted. I know that we did some painting a while ago. There we go. So while you're doing this, you could even think about maybe when was the last time you looked up in the sky and saw something that you just couldn't quite figure out what it was. That's always a fun kind of game to play with your friends. Okay, so okay, let's see. All right, there we go. So it's decorated on the center part of it. So many of the reports we have on UFOs come from pilots who have claimed to see flying objects in the sky that they have no way of identifying what it actually is, which is pretty interesting. So are UFOs really alien in nature? While there haven't been a large number of scientific studies done on the phenomena of unidentified flying objects, different governments have looked into them. Okay, so now we're going to do my favorite part, which is the Slurpee lid or the saucer spacecraft. So you take that, and then you get some glue, shake, 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 shake. And then what you do is you just run the glue around the lid of the Slurpee. And since this flies in the sky, since spaceships fly in the sky, you might want to use, a lot of glue so that way it's going to stay stable on your plate. Think about that, because aliens do, or unidentified flying objects do fly in the sky. And I think they fly pretty long distances, so you want to make sure that it's a stable structure. Okay. All right, I don't think I overdid it with the glue. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna take your paper plate and then you're gonna place the saucer or the Slurpee cup right in the center of your plate. There we go. Okay, so in most UFO sightings, what people believe are UFOs are actually just common objects like planes and clouds, or even celestial events like meteor showers and planets that just seem unusually bright. Some cases remain unidentified even after they've been investigated, but scientists believe many of these to also be sightings of more common objects that people simply didn't recognize. Many reported UFO sightings are actually something as simple as a balloon, which is kind of crazy. People saw it in the sky, couldn't identify it, but it was actually a balloon. Okay, so next up, so in my mind, how I imagine aliens or unidentified flying objects to be, I think they're really industrial, big spaceships, like kind of Star Wars style. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some tinfoil, shiny side, and I'm just gonna tear it up a few pieces. And then I'm gonna place some glue on my plate, and I'm just gonna kind of place some of the tinfoil pieces on top of the plate. So that way it looks really, really spacey and metallic and industrial. Okay, come on, glue. All right, we've got some of that. And then I've got some of my tinfoil pieces, and I'm just gonna place them on the plate here and there. The funnest part about this is if you do this with some friends, you're gonna see how they imagine an alien looks like, which is pretty fun because then you can kind of discuss in your mind like what aliens look like to you. Okay, so next up is coloring of the paper alien. So you can do this any colors you like, any materials you like. You can use crayons, markers, anything you like. This is easy to find online to print out and cut up. In my imagination, I envision the alien that drives the unidentified flying object to be green. So I've got a green space alien, and this is, I think, the coolest part. So we've got the spaceship, and then you place the alien inside the spaceship, and they're floating around. So if you look behind me, you will see some newspaper clippings. Tehama County UFOs attract, 8 officers report seeing a flying saucer. So here in Tehama County, in Corning actually, in the 1960s, 8 different policemen on the same night all reported seeing an unidentified flying object. And they described the color red, and then it sort of followed them. We're gonna have a special visitor soon who's gonna do a more in-depth version of the Corning unidentified flying object story. It's pretty fascinating, it's a cool story. But your challenge this week is make your own UFO flying saucer paper plate using a Slurpee lid or a McFlurry lid. Take a photo of it, post it in the comments of this post, and you will be entered in to win a $25 gift card to Starbucks. This is courtesy of our friends from the Corning Promise neighborhood, so thank you, Corning Promise. And play along, look up at the sky, kind of wonder about things maybe that you can't identify up there. We're having a great summer with you guys and having so much fun doing these different projects. So thanks for playing along with us. We've still got some more fun things planned for you all, and I hope you're having a really really good day.